we got 4 mods to look at. Technically, we have to relook at DX Battle plus Ultimate. Since last time we played it, I think it was just a demo. Last time we played it, when it was rated on here, it ended like when Sonic met Monica, and then that was it. So now, we did play the first act or chapter or something of it. I don't know if it was an act. So now, technically, we can kind of give it a better rating. The other things on here, we got Keeper of Reality Act 2, Rockin' Dokies, and of course, the DDLC X Sonic 1 Forever mod, which is just, I guess, called DDLC X Sonic. That's the title, I guess. We can try to go in order, actually. Let's try to go with this one first. Let's go with DX Battle Plus Ultimate. And I'm a little upset by this one. It's kind of weird. We're ranking 2 Sonic mods. It's really strange how we now have 2 Sonic mods on this tier list. Insert Doofenshmirtz meme. But, it's like I'm kind of disappointed in this mod a little bit. Because, like, the demo, I felt, had a lot of potential to be a cute little mod that, had Sonic in the world of Doki Doki Literature Club. And obviously, you can't have that much of a serious plot with that. It could be a little silly. But I more so felt it was going to be more of a light-hearted silliness, right? Like, I felt like you could still tell a light-hearted but fun story. But I felt like the full Act 1 release kind of became a little too shitposty randomly. Like, I don't know. I swear the demo was not nearly as shitposty as the actual Act 1 release. Like, there's like a bunch of shit in there that just like, there's nonsensical things that show up. There's we'll call it playful racism with the Uber driver. It has some interesting ideas. I like the fact that there's choices, and like choices can give you like a bad ending or a good ending and stuff. Like, I like that there's some choice-based things in there, which is pretty neat. And for the most part, some of them are in character, if I recall. The girls, not as much Sayori. I think Sayori was kind of weird in that mod, but not too much. There was a lot of just weird stuff, and there were times when the mod did try to take itself seriously, but I think, again, it's kind of hard to take itself seriously when a lot of it is just very, very shitposty. Like, I don't know. I do kind of want to play future acts, because I think that if just toned down a lot of the shitpost stuff, like the dancing rat. I'm remembering some more of the shitpost stuff. The random ass old rat dancing meme, which now just dates the mod, to be honest. Like, that's why I always tell people not to add memes into their mods, because what you're going to do is you're going to date it very hard. And yeah, that dancing rat meme, the thing's not even relevant anymore. So yeah, it's like that was there. There was the one thing with the random anime club people. I mean, again, it was slightly funny, but like, it felt very shitposty. I think this mod has a chance to still be really just a really nice and funny, lighthearted mod with Sonic the Hedgehog in it. I know this sounds like I'm fighting an uphill battle. Like, I'm trying to sit here and explain and say that I think this mod that includes Sonic the Hedgehog from Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog for his sprites can be good. And it just sounds like it's like, Zero, were you expecting it to not be a shitpost? But it's like, I swear, you can do it. It's possible, damn it. But yeah, I think I originally had it in B+. I might need to just give it a B, maybe. Because, again, I didn't hate it or anything. I mean, obviously, I don't hate any of these. But I didn't dislike it to the point of giving it a C. Or dislike it enough to the point of giving it a C. I think it had a good enough amount of things to where I think I might just move it from B+ to just B. I think it has potential to fix itself up in the next act, potentially. But, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give it like a low B. It's looking like a low B. If I had a B-, it'd probably be there. But I'm still sticking by the fact that I don't want a B- tier. I don't need it. I don't need it. There's going to be a tier list video one day where it's going to be called like the B- update. And I'm going to have to like re-rank all of the mods in B and C to see which one ends up in B- and which one stays. Like, there's gonna be an episode where I'm gonna eventually cave and we're gonna get a B-. Rockin' Dokies. This was a very short mod. It was about MC and Sayori are in like a band, I think. I think they're in a band. They're either in a band or they just play music. but they're very music oriented. They're probably in a band. They're like playing guitar and stuff. And then it turns out that they find Natsuki when they go to the music store, and Natsuki is also interested in music. And we start to learn a bit more about her parents and everything, and her. Well, actually, no, we can learn about our MC's parents and everything. And I think we learn how his parents met. And it seems like it's a Natsuki focused mod. And originally, the creator said this was just supposed to be like a little one-off short thing, but they said due to popular demand, I think they said they were actually working on a full version of this mod. So this mod might actually get a full release. I feel like it was too short for me to really give it anything like grandiose, like A or S, but I did like it for what it was. Like, it was a short, nice, sweet little mod. I liked the sprites that were, I like the sprites and CGs that were created by, no one ever corrected me. So I'm just going to say what I think it is, a Hequip or H-E-Quip, Hequip, I don't know. Or is that, but I love that they got them to make those sprites, because I follow them on Twitter. They're a very good artist. I love their art. Very good, very nice. Very lovely Natskis. They make very nice Natsuki art. But yeah, no, I love the sprites. Very similar to Keeper of Reality, where they actually redrew all of the DDLC sprites in that style. Honestly, it's kind of cool to see some mods do that. I'm not expecting every mod to do it, because again, I think I mentioned this in the Keeper of Reality video. Like, I could understand why nobody would really try to do that, because that's a lot of sprites you'd have to fucking redraw. So, you know, it's a pain in the ass, and especially getting fucking screw being able to use like custom outfits or anything. Like, you can't really use free to use outfits from the community anymore, because, you know, you have custom sprites now. So yeah, it's like, yeah, good luck with that. So, but yeah, no, it's really cute. I think honestly, probably give it a B+. I think it's a solid B+. A solid B+ mod. I gotta move everything. I'm hoping to see what they do with the full release. I definitely will play it, because I am curious. I thought it had a lot of potential, and it has a unique MC. You know, he's into music. I think the last time I saw an MC that was like, I think into music stuff was I think it was Within. I don't remember there being another one, at least that I've played. There might be another one, but yeah, no, it was neat. And I don't know if they're making a band. If it's all about them getting a band, I don't know. That might be kind of cool. Finally, Doki the Rock. Actually, well, there's a guy in this one. Never mind. Anyway, Keeper of Reality Act 2. So, Keeper of Reality Act 2 continues off of the strong start from Act 1. I think Act 1 we gave, if I recall, we gave Act 1 a tier. Right? All right, so it's right there. It's an A. I see it right there. It's right next to good ending. All right, so yeah, so strong start from Act 1. Act 2 continues off of that. And honestly, it's just as good as Act 1, if not a little bit better, probably. Because a lot more stuff is happening, you know? We don't really have to sit here and deal with a lot of exposition and stuff. You know, this is the big meat and potatoes, a lot of this is, you know? So, we're able to hit my mic, sorry. This is the big meat and potatoes. We're able to get to the gist that we wanted to, you know, really see. We got, you know, MC working with Conry, and... How did I remember Conry's name? I didn't remember the woman's name. How am I blanking? Maki, thank you. All right. Conry and Maki. There we go. I knew it was an M. Conry and Maki, we got to see them, you know, all work together and everything like that. We got to learn a little bit more about Conry. And also, it was kind of interesting with how the corruption was handled. It wasn't just like a be mean to the corruption, because that wasn't even the right answer. The right answer was to be nice to the corruption. And I guessed that at the first. I liked that. I liked that, you know, we kind of killed it with kindness to a degree. I thought that was really cool. I like that there was apparently like a way to fuck it up. Like if you treated the corruption too poorly, then you don't get the good ending. So I thought that was actually kind of cool. The art got an update during Act 2. Act 1's art technically also got an update, but I feel like this isn't really relevant because, I mean, I still thought the art was fine in Act 1, and I didn't even rank it any lower for the art, so it's not super relevant for the score, but the art looks great in this. One thing they did do compared to the first one was the mini CGs. I don't remember if there were mini CGs in Act 1, but Act 2 has these little mini CGs. They'll have like little pictures. They don't take up the full screen, but they're like, you know, kind of a way to still, you know, visualize what's going on. And they're like little tiny ones, and they're very cute. I love them. I love them so much. Like, they are adorable. I love the mini CGs, honestly. Honestly, I might just like Act 2 more mainly due to the mini CGs. The mini CGs do a lot. For me. They're great. I love them. But yeah, the mini CGs are great. We get to see a lot more of all the girls, too. A lot of them get some time. Sayori gets a lot more time to shine since, you know, she didn't really get a lot in Act 1 due to her kind of being all, you know, dead. But dead and stuff, and, you know, being like a weird zombie. Due to that, we get a lot more we get a lot more time with like Sayori and everything and all of them, and it's nice. It's nice. We get to see a lot more. We get to actually Connery bond with the club more. That was another thing that's actually was really cool. It was cool to actually see Connery act with like more of them. They did a really good job at really making Connery feel like part of the club, which is really nice, and something that I don't think a lot of mods that include like original characters really do. Because sometimes OCs and mods always kind of feel a little bit off at times. Like, they don't feel like they really mesh well with the rest of the club. But they did a really good job with Connery. Like, she really does feel like she fits. And especially with Maki, too. She also feels like she's like that, she's got like that advisor type of role, which is something the club doesn't really have. You know, like that more adult person who's not always involved, but shows up every so often. And it's like, yeah, it has to kind of keep them in line if Monica can't fully keep them in line. Like, she didn't feel like she was stepping on any, like, it didn't feel like Maki was, like, stepping on Monica's toes in terms of being the leader. Like, you know, granted, Monica wasn't doing a lot of leadering in this mod for a bit since she was kind of corrupted, but, you know, it was still kind of worked. I could see their dynamic working, you know? It was really good. I really liked that. What else? Potat says, for a mod that has its own artwork, the multitude of CGs is an added bonus. That is true. Yeah, no, the CGs were all great. There was a bunch of them. I know. The CGs were great. The writing was good. All of them felt in character. The characterizations were great for all the girls. I think my only real gripes with the mod was, like, there was some weird grammar here and there. You know, sometimes some characters felt like they were kind of talking a little robotic at times, or there was some grammar that didn't fully make sense. But yeah, I couldn't really think of anything really that heinous. I think it's funny. You can tell how little problems I had with the mod when the only thing I can remember specifically even talking about at length was that one moment when, like, MC was like, oh no, Sayori wants to come over to study at my house. What do I do? And then I'm like, why don't you just ask to study at her house? And he doesn't think to ask that. That was like the only thing. And even then, that wasn't even like a big deal. That's not even like a big plot hole, you know? It's not like a exit music level plot hole of why didn't they call the cops, right? Like, it was just something, like, it was something only I thought of currently because that was the only thing I remember talking about at length, because there was no real problems I had. Everything else felt fine. I like that Monica actually did show up at the final part of the story. I like that she was able to break out of it. They didn't, like, just kill Monica or anything. I also like how the corruption was kind of handled. It seems like the corruption is now going to be a part of the club, which definitely makes me curious about Act 3. I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to turn up. Oh, I like the Hunter Yuri. I liked that the corruption wasn't like the only enemy in the entirety of the mod. I like that later Corruption Yuri kind of started to become, not Corruption Yuri, Hunter Yuri became like the other enemy because, you know, she obviously couldn't keep everything in control, you know, and everything like that. Like, it isn't just evil Monica. There's also, you know, the effects of it. And it kind of harkens back, in my opinion, to the base game where Sayori becomes evil for a little bit. I like that. I like it when mods acknowledge that the other girls can be taken over by the code, or, like, you know, like that evil kind of force that Monica was taken over by. Because a lot of mods don't really seem to go with that. A lot of them just go with the fact that it happened to Monica, and they only keep Monica as that. Like, I want to see a mod that makes Sayori the bad guy, damn it. It happened. But yeah, no, it was really cool. Really good. The music was nice and well placed. There was even some original tracks which sounded good. Overall, just really good. Like, I don't really know. It was a really good mod. So if anything, I'm just kind of wondering, do I give it an S or do I give it an A? because, like, I do really like it, and honestly, I think the only negatives I can think of are, like, a few grammar issues here and there, but other than that, it was a pretty solid, like, mod, at least solid Act 2. And it did always want me wondering what was going to happen next. That is the other thing. I kept, like, constantly theory crafting and stuff, and you know I like a mod when I'm sitting there and I'm theory crafting as to what's going on. Oh! I think the other negative, I think, again, this is very small. The mod also likes to use asterisks when explaining a character's actions, which I'm not really a fan of. I feel like that should not be, you know, like when Connery nods, the mod will put like asterisks, nods, asterisks. I don't think it should do that, obviously. I think there should be like a way to describe it, like Connery nods solemnly or Connery nods swiftly, or something like that. But again, small issue. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. If anything, it's one of those you only really notice it when you read it out loud. Like, I think if I was probably reading this mod and playing it on my own, I probably wouldn't even bring this up. It's one of those you only really notice how weird it is when you have to read it out loud. But, yeah, no, I think this gets an S. Honestly, I'm curious as to what Act 3 can do then. Because, you know, if Act 1 got an A, and then Act 2 gets an S, I mean, hell, seems like Act 3 might get a fucking... I'm curious what Act 3 is going to be like. Because, yeah, it's like, I think it's an S. It's really good. Had me wondering what was going to happen next. I like how, you know, the story was told. I like how the characters act in said story. I like the build up to the climax. I like the climax. You know, it was cool. Fucking Maki and Hunter Yuri. Maki holding off Hunter Yuri while we talk to Monica. I don't even feel bad that we didn't really get to see the fight between Maki and Hunter Yuri because it obviously wasn't the focus, right? Like, I like that the climax was more so us just kind of talking to Monica in the Act 3 room, which felt very much, again, it felt so, like, reminiscent of DDLC. Like, the climax of Act 2 was exactly where the climax of DDLC took place, in the Act 3 room with Monica. I thought that was actually kind of an interesting little turn of events. Like, they both kind of took place in the exact same place, and I think that's actually really cool. But yeah, no, I think Act 2 gets an S. I'm very curious about Act 3. Apparently, Act 3 is also where routes get introduced, so I am curious as to how that's gonna be handled as well. I'm very curious because now we have 3 OCs. The mod has done very well with the 2 so far. I would say 3, but we don't really know much about Yuri's sister. She seems okay. Not entirely sure she's going to be like a full-on character. Also, we'll get to see a little bit more of Natsuki's dad, I'm assuming, as well, because we got a little bit of teasing him. But yeah, I'm curious, because now we're going to see the corruption as a person. I am curious to see how they're going to somewhat introduce her. I'm very curious. The club's getting big. A video, which is a mod of DDLC. It is a DDLC mod, but it is not a DDLC mod of DDLC. It is a DDLC mod of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. DDLC X Sonic, a Sonic 1 Forever mod. It is essentially a DDLC mod of Sonic 1 Forever that adds all 4 of the girls as playable characters. And honestly, this is very good. Like, it was very good. Like, I don't know, this mod could have easily just been like a palette swap of, you know, Sonic or something. Like, they could have all just been palette swaps of Sonic, and they could have just called it a day, and that was it. They didn't really have to go as far as they did, but they did. They gave each of the girls in unique stats and unique movesets. Like, they each have a unique ability. Sayori is able to do like a dive that can help you build up speed. Natsuki is able to do a double jump. Yuri is able to use like this little like knife roll. She like takes her knife out and she's like able to like roll really fast on the ground. And then Monica is able to teleport, which almost looks like the chaos control, but you know, sure, she can do this too in DDLC. So she can teleport if she has 5 rings. I think that's really cool. I like that each of these abilities are all just used for the same thing, because 2 of them, Yuri and Sayori's, are really good for building up speed, but Natsuki and Monica's are really good for platforming, which in a game like Sonic 1 is very useful, because, you know, there are some times where you're not really going that fast in that game. There are some zones where you physically can't go that fast. Like Marble Zone and Labyrinth Zone it's hard as hell to go really fast. You know, you can go really fast in things like Spring Yard and Starlight, but you're not going very fast in fucking Marble Zone, baby. And I think that's where Natsuki and Monika's stuff really comes in handy. But yeah, no, I like that they all just don't have that. I like that they definitely tried to give them some unique abilities. Like, they didn't all feel that they don't each feel the same. And I mentioned unique statistics because I also didn't know that Yuri is slower than the rest of them until later when I was playing it. So I do think there's like a little bit of some speed thing. That was the only thing I was able to notice. The other three could be the same speed for all I know. But what I do know is Yuri is slower. So that's a little sad for Yuri. But yeah, no, I like that they all play differently because it makes the playthroughs feel unique. It feels just as unique as when you would play through the games as the other Sonic characters, you know? Like when you play through as Tails, Knuckles, or Amy in Sonic 1 Forever's case. You know, it's like it feels just as, you know, unique when you would do that. And, you know, now you got 4 more characters. I love their sprites. They look so cool. I didn't think that there would be a way to create humans in the Sonic style and even give them the same proportions. Because, you know, Sega has been trying their best to to figure out how they want humans to look in the Sonic franchise for the longest time. We've had the weird ones in Adventure. We've had the anime-looking ones in 06. We had the weird Pixar ones and Unleashed. Also, I just want to point out, I'm saying weird for all of them, but like this isn't my actual opinions on them. I don't even know what my opinion on what I want a Sonic human to look like. But it's like, you know, but they did it. They did it. They look good here. I saw someone give the opinion that they wish that they were actual animals, and I don't know. I kind of like that they were just straight up them. They worked out really well here. I think they look really cute. I think they look fine here. Like, I don't think we needed them to be like, oh, Monica, the fox, and Natsuki, the cat, and Sayori, the dog. Like, I don't think we needed that. Like, I think it's really cool. They look really neat in the art style. I love that they have super forms. I love that all of their super forms give them hair that is their eye color. Again, this mod kept making me... I would expect one thing, and they throw me in a loop for another one. I was expecting them all to just have, like, blonde hair, and I was like, oh, cool. It'd be really sick to see what they look like with, like, the blonde super form hair. Because I've seen fan art of people done that before. You know, a lot of fan art is given like Sayori, the 7 Chaos Emerald, Super Sayori. Like, I've seen a lot of that. Or Super Monica. But no, they actually gave them their hair colors. They gave them hair that is similar to their eye colors. And I thought that was really cool. Like, Sayori had light blue, Natsuki had pink, Monica had green. And Yuri didn't get purple, but she got white, which was a reference to Libitina, which I think was very neat. I say Libitina because that's what the fans call the white-haired girl in the files. I don't even know if that's officially her name. For all we know, later it could come out and her name could be Zoe. But right now, that's what we call her, so sure, roll with it. She has like white hair, which is a reference to that, and I think that's really neat. It's really cute. It also makes sense for it to be Yuri since I think, you know, Yuri has the long hair, which it kind of looks the closest to, so it makes sense to use it for Yuri. It was really cool. Like, I think they have, like, every single sprite imaginable. Like, they have continue sprites. They have game over sprites. They have a final, like, finishing the game sprites. Like, they got sprites. They have golf sprites, as chat just reminded me. Sonic 1 Forever has golf. They were given sprites for golf and unique golf stats. They did everything for them. Like, this is amazing. They gave remixes. There's remixes. They didn't even have to do this. They remixed almost every song to give it a DDLC-esque remix. Again, not necessary. They didn't have to do this at all, but they felt the need to do it. You can even turn it off if you want to. And speaking of things they didn't have to do, the entire menu of the game was even changed to be a DDLC-esque menu. Like, they went above and beyond for this mod. I was gonna say fan game, but yeah, no, it is still a mod. Like, it is to a point where I really want them to make a mod for, like, Sonic 2 Absolute or Sonic 3 Air, because I really want to play these girls in something that isn't Sonic 1. I know, I think I said some bad things about Sonic 1 in that video, because I got some Sonic 1 fans getting mad at me. I didn't know Sonic 1 had fans, but I had some Sonic 1 fans getting mad, saying not to slander Sonic 1, and I'm like, look, man, I don't hate Sonic 1, but, like, Sonic 3 is just so much better. Please do it for Sonic 3. And honestly, if they did it for Sonic 2, they might make me like Sonic 2 a little bit more, because honestly, I don't really like Sonic 2 all that much. I think Sonic 2 is a great game, but, like, after, like, around Metropolis Zone, the game really drops in quality, man. Like, it's not very fun. Like, Metropolis Zone isn't really fun, Sky Chase isn't fun, and then the final boss, the Death Egg fucking sucks, man. The hitboxes are garbage. He's so annoying. Sonic 3 is what I'm really hoping for, but even if they're putting Sonic 2, I'd be down. I'd love to play them. I'll play them in Chemical Plant, why not? Another S rank. 2 S ranks in one video. That is crazy. I can't believe this, chat. We got 2 S ranks. Look at that. See, I even made some space in the S rank because I had a feeling I was going to add something here. I didn't think I was going to add 2 things. I'm going to be honest. I think I kind of went in here like expecting the Sonic one to be an S because I really fucking loved it. Keeper Red Act 2, I think I was planning on putting that one in A, but then the more I talked about it, the more I was like, shit, actually, I think it should be S. So yeah, no. Yeah, I think that's ultimately it for this update. Once again, you know, obvious thing is obvious. We need to probably make some more space at some point for this, but I've been fine. I've been making space, but I'm curious to see if we're ever going to get more S ranks. If we'll ever add more things in C. I hope not. I hope that C tier stays just like that. I hope nothing gets added in C. Hopefully. We can only hope. We can only hope nothing gets added in C. But again, C tier doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means it's eh. For at least for me, you know. I just think it's eh. On my way to making mod, so Zero has to put it in C. Okay, but first I'd have to play your mod, so...